Hi everyone, and welcome to the Twisted Stitcher podcast. Today is Monday, November 3rd, 2014, and this is episode 5. Thanks for joining us again. I'm glad you all are here. I hope you've had a great couple of weeks. I know I have. I've been very, very busy, and I have lots of fun things to talk to you about today. So let's get right to it. So this week, I don't have anything finished. I didn't have a lot of knitting time, but that's okay. Next week, maybe we'll have something done. I know I said last time that I planned to have my hitchhiker done for SAFF, but it just didn't happen. I did get to work on it a little bit, though. I got a couple more points done, so it's still growing. This, again, is the Hitchhiker. It's an asymmetrical shawl by Martina Bim, and this is in Unwind Yarn Company Journey Sock in the Making Memories 2014 colorway, which was a special colorway for the Into the Wool retreat. So it's growing. I think I'm up to 27 or 28 points now. Last time you guys saw it, I think it was at 25 points. So it's definitely getting there. The ball of yarn is getting ever smaller, so it's coming right along. So hopefully in the next couple of episodes, I'll have that wrapped up to be able to finally wear now that the weather is cooling down. I did cast on something new. I started a hat. I cast on the Barley Hat by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's part of their Learn to Knit series. So the Barley Hat's a really cool hat. It has, it's mostly stockinette, with just a little section of garter for a little bit of interest. So I cast this on Friday evening and have had some time to work with it. So it's coming along really well. This was some yarn that I picked up at SAFF from the Euphoric You booth. It was in their discount bin. It was only $5 for the skein, so I couldn't really turn that away. It's a skein of Tweedy worsted weight yarn. It's a really pretty skein. It's blues and greens. But I'm really enjoying working with it. I don't usually go for Tweedy yarn, but this, I really like the colors, and I actually really like the way that it's knitting up. Maybe I'm a fan of tweed after all. So there's a little bit closer view of what it looks like. It's worked from the bottom up, and you do a section of 1x1 ribbing, and then you bump up to a larger size needle and you start working the pattern. The pattern says to work until you've got about 8 inches and then start your decreases. So all in all, it's going pretty good. Should finish it up pretty soon. I am using a new bag for this hat. This bag is so super cute. I got this bag at SAFF, and it's just precious. It's got a little handle here that loops through here, and I love the size and shape of it. It's perfect for a small project, for a hat or a pair of socks or a pair of mitts. It's even reversible. It's got a little pocket inside to put your pattern or whatever in. This bag I actually won at the Ravelry party at the Mountain Inn and Suites on Friday night of SAFF. And thank you so much to the generous maker of this bag for the very generous donation of the bag and a skein of mohair yarn. The bag came from Bobbin Works. They have an Etsy shop, etsy.com/shop/bobbinworksstudios. And this is called their Anita bag. And this is what their card looks like, Bobbin Works. So check them out. Check out their Etsy shop. They had a lot of really, really cute bags at SAFF, and it's so functional and portable. I really, really, really like this bag. So again, that was Bobbin Works Studio. I also did have a little bit of time to do some spinning. I started spinning some wool gatherings. It's a 75% BFL, 25% Tussa silk. They don't do colorways on their braids of fiber. They just give it a dye lot. They have a website, woolgatheringsfibers.com, and they also have an Etsy shop. But this fiber is gorgeous. Sorry for the crinkling. I took it all out of the braid because I was afraid that it was compacting a little bit. I've had this in the stash for probably 2 years. I guess I just wanted to wait to feel like an accomplished enough spinner to do the braid justice, but it is an absolutely gorgeous fiber. I'm hoping that the colors are coming through. There's purples and blues and teals and greens. It's so soft. It's so squishy. It's a beautiful, beautiful fiber, and I'm so glad that I finally got my spinning mojo back. I guess I can thank Spinzilla for that. It's been really, really fun to spin. I'm spinning it on my Hanson mini spinner, and I'm really focusing on my spinning to make sure that I do a good job. Here's my bobbin. You can kind of see it spinning fairly fine. I plan to do a Navajo ply to keep all the color repeats separate, but I'm really enjoying it, and I'm hoping I get a little bit more time to spin in the next few days. I don't know if you'll be able to see on there. That's coming along. I think I've spun maybe half an ounce so far, but when it spins so fine, it takes a lot longer to spin. And I'm really enjoying it. Again, that was Wool Gatherings. It's a BFL Tussa Silk blend. I want to show you guys what I plan to cast on next. On Friday last week, I got to go on a really fun little day trip with my mom to Boone, North Carolina, and I got to check out their local yarn shop. It's just right up the street in Blowing Rock. It's called Unwound Unique Yarns and Accessories. This is what their card looks like. And they're on Main Street in Blowing Rock. It was a really, really, really nice shop. They had a wonderful selection of yarns, very reasonably priced, very well organized shop. The staff was super friendly. I really hope I get to go back again. As I was walking around the shop, I stumbled across this pair of fingerless mitts on display, and I really loved the mitts, and I got to looking closer, and the yarn that you need to knit the mitts was just right below it, and you only need one skein of yarn. So this is Classic Elite Fresco. This is a 60% wool, 30% baby alpaca, 10% Angora blend. It is it's 50 grams, 164 yards. It was only $12.50 for this skein. So again, Classic Elite Fresco. And when I bought the skein of yarn, I got the pattern for free. So this is the Fresco cable wristlets, Fresco garter cable wristlets. You can kind of see there in the model how cute they are. So I'm really looking forward to casting these on. It's kind of a unique construction. They're worked flat side to side in one piece, and then they're seamed, leaving an opening for the thumb. So pretty easy, pretty exciting. Hopefully, once I get maybe my hat finished and a little bit further along on the hitchhiker, I can get started on that. So now let's talk a little bit about SAFF. SAFF was the Southeastern Animal Fiber Fair held here in Asheville, North Carolina 2 weekends ago, October 24th, 25th, and 26th. And I was so fortunate to get to go all 3 days. So on Friday, I ended up going alone, but I was able to meet up with a couple of people. I met up with Misty, who is Misty Dot on Ravelry and on Instagram. She's the co-host of the Handmade podcast, and she's also a new dyer. She has some really, really nice stuff. She does some wonderful self-striping, and she was so much fun to get to hang out with. We did a lot of shopping. We went through both of the sales arenas and had lunch together and just had a really good time. Later in the afternoon, we met up with a couple other folks. I got recognized from the podcast by a new friend, Carrie. Carrie was helping out in the Hillside Fibers booth. That's HEELSIDE. And she recognized me from the podcast, and we just kind of got to talking, and later in the day, we got to meet up and all go out to dinner together. There was a group of, I believe, 11 of us that went to one of my favorite local restaurants, Tupelo Honey Cafe. We had such a good time together. We got to eat and laugh and have a few drinks, and it was just so much fun. I really enjoyed getting to spend time with everyone, especially friends that live a little bit farther away that I only get to see at things like SAFF and other events. So that was a lot of fun. Carrie also hosts a new podcast, brand new podcast. She only has one episode out. It's the Carrie Crafts podcast, and you can find that on YouTube. She spells Carrie C-A-R-E-R-E-E. So Carrie Crafts podcast on YouTube. Make sure and go check her out. I want to show you guys some of the goodies that I got at SAFF. I got a lot of fun stuff. I posted a picture on Instagram, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I am a shameless little wool piggy. I had a good time. I had a decent budget to buy some new fun things, so I'll show you what all I got. I'll first show you, this is my SAFF shopping bag, which obviously is filled to the brim with fun stuff. So let's get started. The first thing I'll show you is some Cormo combed top. This is actually a friend of mine's farm. She raises Cormo sheep and I think a couple other breeds of sheep here in North Carolina. And we always end up at events together, but I for some reason I always forget to pick up some of her Cormo. It is so nice. I cannot wait to spin this up. It's like a cloud. It's so clean. There's no VM in it whatsoever. So soft, so squishy. There's a tiny bit of lanolin left in it, so it'll be a dream to spin. I got 2 bags of it, so I have 4 ounces total. My plan with this is to spin it white, and then I may keep it white, but I may dye the finished skein. But I plan to spin this fine, probably woolen, and leave it as a 2-ply so that I get a lot more yardage. So that was Cormo comb top. I got some, let's see, this is merino bamboo from the Copper Corgi. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. She had a really nice booth. I probably should have went and checked out her booth a little bit sooner in the weekend. She was pretty well cleaned out by the time I got there. But this is 4 ounces of merino bamboo from the Copper Corgi Fiber Studio. She's out of Savannah, Georgia. And it's beautiful. I can't wait to spin it. I got from Little Barn some Pima cotton. I've been wanting to try spinning cotton lately. I also have dyes to dye cotton with, so I thought I might experiment with that some too. I've never used any of my fiber reactive dyes before, so I'm kind of excited to try this. It says it's a long staple Uplands cotton. It was 4 ounces for $4.95, so I really couldn't pass it up. It looks really nice. I'm excited to try that out. I've spun on a charka before, so I'm kind of familiar with the process of spinning cotton, but I'm excited to try it out on my wheel. Hopefully we'll give that a try soon too. I got from the wonderful Patricia P. Hobbs. Patricia lives in Georgia near Atlanta, and apparently it's a little too hot down there for alpaca. So this was her door prize from the Ravelry party. This is from the Spotted Circus. Sorry, bear with me. This is a blend of alpaca, bamboo, and sparkle. This is Elizabeth Taylor. She's from Freedom, Indiana. This is her card. And this is what the fiber looks like. It's beautiful purple. Purple is my favorite color, so Patricia knew it was meant to go home with me. But thank you so much, friend. Friendship is awesome. Thank you. She was so generous to give it to me, and I'm excited to work with it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's really soft, and it smells really good, too. So that was from Spotted Circus Alpacas and Llama. SpottedCircus.com. Etsy.com/shop/Spotted Circus. So thank you, Patricia. You made my day. I also, let's see, digging deeper into the SAFF bag of awesomeness. I fell into the Erin Lane rabbit hole. For those who don't know, Erin Lane was at SAFF this year for the first time, and she had some really good show specials. Actually ended up getting a set of 3 matching bags. There's a large bag that's 15 by 15. There's a medium bag that's 12 by 12. And then a smaller sock size bag with a gusseted boxed bottom. So they all three match, and this is Erin Lane. I thought it was a really good deal. You got all three bags for $40. So I thought that was a steal. And I'm a sucker for matchy, in case you guys don't know. So these just had to come home with me. I really love the print. Again, it's purple with sort of an aqua blue and a lighter purple color. So thanks, Erin Lane. We also have, let's see, I got a SAFF aluminum bottle for water. I think it's maybe important to share. Close to 2 years ago, I quit drinking sodas totally, completely, just cold turkey. My boyfriend and I, we were kind of soda-aholics, and one day I just said, I'm not drinking sodas anymore. So now I drink a lot of water. So I'm excited to have a new water bottle. I also picked up some fiber from Gail's Art. This is her Corriedale Cross, maybe, show special. She had several different colorways available, but this one really kind of jumped out at me. Corriedale Mix Roving, 4 ounces, a random colorway. So that's from Gail's Art. You can find Gail's Art at gailsart.com. And this is what the fiber looks like. So pretty. I can't wait to spin it too. We also have, from the Euphoric You, the same place that the Tweety green yarn that I'm knitting my barley hat came from. They have a bin out in the front of their booth called Maddie's Bin, and Maddie is the owner's dog, who apparently one day decided to get into her dye studio and go on a rampage. So she has all of these bags of random fluff and fibers that they're not quite perfect, but for me, I don't really mind because I have a drum carder and some other fiber tools that I can blend them into something usable. But I loved these colors. They were really autumnal colors, purples and greens and oranges. Really pretty, and it's super soft wool. It's just a mystery wool, but I thought it would be something fun to work with. I love little grab bag type things like that. So that was, again, from Euphoric You. We're moving right along. Also from Euphoric You, I picked up a skein of white undyed sparkly yarn that I just wanted to play with. Maybe throw some color on in the next couple of days. So that'll be fun to play with. And then, let's see. I'll save the best 3 for last. This skein is also from Bobbin Works. This is 100% mohair, 3-ply fingering, approximately 4 ounces, 395 yards. This is in the Helianthus colorway. So again, Bobbin Works. This was also part of my prize from the Ravelry party at the Mountain Inn & Suites. So I love this. It's really soft for mohair. I'm excited to work with it. I think once it's knit up into something, it'll have a really nice bloom. So maybe a shawl, or maybe like a long lacy scarf would be nice with some beads. This might be a good gift for someone. It's a really pretty yellow with some orange, almost orangey golds. So thanks again, Bobbin Works, for your very generous donation for door prizes. Thank you so much. I got a vase. Thought these vases were so pretty. I can't remember the vendor's name that was making these, but she was upstairs in the main sales arena. And I fell in love with this one. I plan to put it in my office and put some flowers in it. It might be a good excuse to buy fresh flowers for myself every week. I don't know if you can see, but it's got little flowers stamped into it. So it was a nice little souvenir. We're almost to the end. I had to pick up a new SAFF sticker. Those are always fun to have. They're only $1. we stopped off at the Appalachian Naturals booth, and the nice owner there, Pam, she was so generous. She gave my stepmom and myself each a bar of soap. This is the spiced hibiscus and rosebud scent. It does smell really, really good. I love handmade soap, and it's really nice. They're actually here local in Asheville downtown. So this is Appalachian Naturals. You should definitely check them out. And now for the grand finale. I fell into a hole. I fell into the Miss Babs hole in a big bad way. Well, maybe not quite as bad as some people would think. On Friday, I hit Miss Babs' sale rack for her maybe slightly imperfect skeins, and I found this skein that just had to come home with me because it's so beautiful. See that little blip of blue there? Isn't that pretty? Can't wait to knit this into something. There's like some burgundies in there. Miss Babs' color sense is just unreal. This is her yummy hand-painted sport weight yarn 3-ply. It's a super wash. And it's a Babette. This color is Bat Bleep Crazy. Bat Poop Crazy. We'll keep it PG here. But yeah, so this was my first skein that I bought on Friday. It's actually my first skein of Miss Babs ever. So this will be a special skein. I'm thinking maybe an Age of Brass and Steam. I really, really like that pattern. It was so easy and so quick. So maybe that's what this will turn into. On the next day, I went back to the sale rack again and ended up with this skein. This is Perfectly Reckless. And Misty Dot is probably screaming at me through her computer screen right now. We had the hardest time on Friday choosing a skein of Miss Babs for her. And she kept going back to the Perfectly Reckless over and over and over again. But she finally settled for, I think it was Celebration that she ended up with, which was kind of similar to Perfectly Reckless. This is the yummy hand-painted sport weight yarn in the 3-ply superwash also. So Perfectly Reckless. It's also a Babette. And it's just so pretty. There's pinks and greens and black and red. Fuchsias. I mean, it's a beautiful skein. So I'm excited to knit that up into something too. And then on Sunday, I knew I would kick myself in the tush if I didn't come home with the SAFF colorway. So this is the SAFF 2014 colorway in the yummy 2-ply. So you can kind of see it's greens with blacks and blues and purples and some white in there. I was really surprised. I volunteered on Sunday and I was at the volunteer desk from 9 a.m. until noon. And Miss Babs still had some of the SAFF colorway once I got done volunteering. So I went down there probably around, it was probably around 2 o'clock. And she still had a few skeins left. So I knew I had to get one and bring it home. So this was the SAFF 2014 colorway. So all in all, oh, that's not the last thing. I have one more thing to show you. This was sort of my big purchase. A few months ago, I had entered a contest for, it was a partnership between Strouch and the Woolery for creating bats. So I entered a picture of some of my bats that I had created, and I won. The prize for the winner was a $50 Woolery gift card, and the Woolery was at SAFF. So I looked around to try and find something that I really wanted, and I knew that I kind of wanted some sort of tool or piece of equipment to add to my fiber room. So I ended up coming home with a blending hackle. So the way this works, it's got all these super, super sharp spikes, and you load fibers on here. You can load different wools, Angelina, Firestar, alpaca, anything you want to, and then you diz off the front to create hand-pulled roving. So I had actually wanted one of these for the last couple of years, and they've always been out of my budget, out of my price range. This one, the manager at the Woolery booth made me a really good deal that I couldn't pass up, so I decided to bring it home. It's a little bit smaller than most hackles that you see, but for me it's the perfect size. It came with the hackle, the wooden cover, which has a nice walnut inlay in the top, so it's a beautiful, really, really nice craftsmanship. It also came with the table clamps and a tying straightener in case anything gets out of alignment. So I was happy to bring that new piece of equipment home with me. So all in all, SAFF was a really, really good time. I really enjoyed the festival. I had so much time seeing old friends and making new friends, and I can't wait until next year. And next year is going to be a very big, very exciting year, which I'll tell you about in just a few minutes. So I guess we should talk now about the Kickstarter campaign. The Twist Fiber Studio Kickstarter campaign just wrapped up on Friday. Yes, Friday, Halloween. And we did so fantastically well. Thanks to you guys, we ended up raising $12,104. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I never imagined, ever in my wildest dreams, could I have imagined that the Kickstarter campaign would have gone that well. I was apprehensive when I first clicked the launch button of reaching the $5,000 goal. So thanks to you guys, I'm able to do so much more now with my business. I'll be able to expand and offer additional yarn and fiber bases. I'm already looking at some new equipment for my dye studio. I'm hoping to buy a big commercial 3-bay sink that will allow me to increase production and dye more skeins more efficiently. I also plan to buy everything that I need to vend at festivals and retreats, which brings me to announcing to you that I apply to vend at SAFF next year. So hopefully I get in. It is a judging process, so I may not know for a couple more months if I'm in the festival, but I'm really, really hoping that I do get in. SAFF next year will be the last weekend in October, the one weekend that spills over into November 1st. So I hope you guys can all come out and see me. I'm already working out some fun things that I hope to offer at SAFF, and I'm really, really excited. I hope that I get in. I also, on Saturday, applied to vend at the Into the Wool retreat next September in Tennessee. If you remember, I attended the Into the Wool retreat this year that was in May, and that's hosted by Dana of Just One More Row, Caffeinated Gert and Allie of the Caffeinated Knitting podcast, and Silly Frou of the Silly Frou podcast? I think that's what her podcast is called. So I'm really excited, and I hope that I get chosen to vend in that. The really cool thing, if I'm chosen to vend in that retreat, is that I automatically get my my ticket to the retreat is included, so I don't have to worry about getting into the retreat or not, because I really, really, really want to be there. I had such a good time last year, and I really want to go next year. So you guys cross your fingers for me. It looks like 2015 is shaping up to be a very big year. So thanks to you guys for all your generosity, all your encouragement. This morning I worked on getting everyone's surveys out to them so they can tell me what yarn and fiber choices that they would like. That way I can get started even sooner on dyeing everything and getting everything out to you. I was contacted by our local newspaper last week about doing an article on myself and my business journey and my college's student business entrepreneurship program. So yesterday in the Sunday paper, the article was published, and I'd like to share it with you. It's a really long article, so I won't take time now to read it to you, but I was on the front page of the ideas section. Yarns, fun, success. I love what the reporter did there with the title. You guys can see the pictures. I got to take my spinning wheel and actually spin some. He got some great pictures of the perfect pair sets. And then the article was actually continued on page 4. And you guys will see, I mean, that is a huge article. But there's me doing my little chatty thing and then doing some spinning on my wheel. So it's a really good article, a really good opportunity to share with the newspaper all about my journey and how the Kickstarter was helping me, how everyone had been so generous, and how the community really came together to support me. A couple of my favorite quotes from the article, I guess, would be at the very end. I said, just because you're young or just because you feel inexperienced doesn't mean you can't be successful. With the right combination of resources and motivation, you can do anything. Which really is true. I really do believe that. So it was a lot of fun. The article is available online, and I'll link to that, so if anyone wants to take a look, they can. So thanks again to everyone for all your help with the Kickstarter. I have started production on things. I'll show you. This is what 100 zippers looks like for your perfect pair of project bags, for your everyday project bags. This is what all your fabric looks like for your perfect pair bags. And this is what all the lining fabric looks like. It's a whole lot of fabric, you guys. I think it's something close to like 50 yards of fabric. So I'm really excited to get started. This big pile up here, that's the interfacing for the bags that I've already cut out. That's enough interfacing to do, I think, 122 bags. So I've been busy, and it's going to get even busier. I just realized this morning that I will have close to a month off between fall classes and spring classes next year. So that'll give me lots of extra time to work on everything and hopefully get things out even faster. You'll also see this. This is a new tool. This is my Crazy Monkey skein winder that I got to pick up before SAFF started. One of the vendors there at the show was selling her Crazy Monkey winder, and I was actually fortunate enough to buy it from her back in July, and she said that she would bring it with her to the show, so I didn't even have to pay for shipping or anything. So this is a very important tool that will help me immensely in getting yarn produced for you guys. So I'm very, very glad to add that, and especially at the bargain that I got on it. That freed up a lot of extra money to do some other fun things. So we do have a giveaway to announce this week from the last couple of episodes. You guys remember the skein of sweater weather. I really enjoyed reading everyone's entries in the thread. Unfortunately, it's a no chatter thread, so I wasn't able to reply to everyone and tell them how much I loved what they were saying, because fall is my favorite season, and I really loved seeing what you guys love about fall. So there were 35 entries, and I've got the random number generator pulled up. Let's see. Actually, there were 36 entries, pardon me. I was number 1, so I've got 2 through 36. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, there you go. 2 through 36. Let's hit generate. And the result is 15. Let's go see who post number 15 is. Post number 15 is Pam from NOLA. Hey, Pam. So there's post number 15, Pam from NOLA. She says, my favorite thing is to be able to wear my hand knits and my boots. That is so, so true. I love the cool weather because you're right. You get a chance to break out all of your hand knits. So Pam, if you see this, get in touch with me and claim your prize. I'll give you just a few days to watch this episode, and if I haven't heard from you, I will reach out to you and get your address and get it out in the mail to you. So for the next couple of weeks, for the November contest, I have another skein of yarn. This is also Twist Fiber Studio yarn. This is our Madison worsted in the amethyst colorway. It's shades of purple with some that are leaning a little more towards blue and some that are leaning a little bit more towards like a crimson-y color. And this one will be given away on the December 1st episode. so you'll have a full month to enter. The same rules apply. You do need to be a member of the group to win, and only one post, one entry per person, please. So for this contest, tell me, let's see, what do I want you to tell me about this time? Tell me about your favorite fiber-related memory. Maybe it can be when you first learned to knit, or the first retreat you attended. Tell me something about your favorite fibery related thing. So go ahead and go on and enter in the contest thread, and you'll be entered to win this lovely skein. Again, y'all, my favorite color is purple, so this one was hard to give up. But congratulations to whoever wins it. I hope you turn it into something beautiful. So I think that about wraps up this week's episode. I thank you guys for checking in again, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in a couple of weeks. Thanks again, everyone, so much for your generosity with the Kickstarter. I'll keep you all up to date here through the podcast and also through the Kickstarter updates. And if at any time anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always available. You can catch the podcast on the blog at www.twistedstitcherpodcast.wordpress.com. You can also find it on YouTube at youtube.com/twistedstitcher1. You can find show notes and our contest threads in our Ravelry group. We're the Twisted Stitcher Podcast on Ravelry. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Carolina Spinner. So come on over and check us out on Instagram. I like to post lots of fun things, pictures of my doggies and all the fun things that I do. I did want to say that I reached 250 Instagram followers, and a shout out to Jazz Turtle for being my 250th follower. So thanks, you guys. I really thank you for hanging in there with me and checking out another episode of the Twisted Stitcher Podcast. I hope you have a really good couple of weeks and that all your knitting goes exactly as planned and that you don't drop any stitches. So I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Thanks again. Bye. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Twisted Stitcher Podcast. Today is Monday, November 3rd. So let's talk a little bit about SAFF. SAFF was the Animal